Hello students, as we were studying chapter number 11, water resources. In this chapter, I have told you about 70% of the earth's surface is covered with water. But the total water, among the total water on earth, the 90% water is saline water, which is in ocean and seas. And the rest of the 3% water is fresh water. And this 3% water is divided into the groundwater and the ice water and the surface water. The water which is in glaciers. So 2% water is in glacier. Rest 1% water is in the form of groundwater and surface water. Rest of them, among that we have 0.03% have surface water and rest is groundwater. Okay. And among the surface water, we have waters in lakes and rivers. So you can see that water availability is so less. We have so much water on earth, but the water available for drinking is still less because most of the water is stored in glacier, which is fresh, and then the very less water left for us. Now let us read about the sources of water available for us. River water. So we have studied about the two types of river, perennial river and seasonal river. So as I have already told you that perennial river are river which is fed by glaciers, means water in these rivers are coming due to the melting of the ice glaciers. They carry water throughout the year, like river like Ganga, Yamuna and Brahmaputra. They carry water throughout the whole year. Now let's talk about the seasonal river. Seasonal river carry the water during the wet season. Which is the wet season? Monsoon season. They carry water, a lot of water in monsoon season, and even they dry up when there is no water, like in the month of summer. They totally get dry up. Like the river Banas in near our locality or near our city, we have river Banas which totally dry up in the month of June, July. Okay. River water can be used for irrigation and it is also used for drinking after cleaning. We have to treat this water before drinking because so many dirt will come with this water. So this water is used for irrigation and can be cleaned and used for drinking also. So this is the source of fresh water. Now let's talk about the well and tube wells. What are wells? Wells are holes dug deep into the earth so that the groundwater can be drowned out. So we know that what is a well? Well is a hole which is dug in the ground from which we can take out water. And the groundwater can be used for drinking as well as irrigation purpose. So what we can use it? We can use it drinking and irrigation. This water is clean. We can drink it very easily. We do not need to purify it. Now let's talk about the tube well. Tube well are wells that have pump installed in them and so as the pump out groundwater. And the tube wells are very deep as well. So tube wells have motor pumps from which water can come out and we do not have to put a bucket in it and drag it. Only electric motor is all there. And you can see this is the pipe in which the groundwater is coming and filling in this tank. Well and tube well are common in places have sufficient groundwater reserve. So well और tube well वहीं बनाए जाते हैं जहाँ पर ग्राउंड में बहुत सारा पानी हो अंदर, ग्राउंड के अंदर. अगर कहीं पर नहीं हो ग्राउंड में पानी तो it will not work. Hand pumps are also an example, also a resource to take out the groundwater under from the earth surface. It works with the help of your hand. I hope you have seen that hand pumps. Now let's talk about the tanks and ponds. Children, tanks and ponds are built in those areas which is not where well is not possible to dig. Okay, in which there is very less groundwater. What the people do? They dig a pond or they dig a tank and the rainwater gets filled in it. Maybe you have seen such pond and tanks Okay, it is here in Rajasthan in a lot of amount because we have plenty of groundwater here. So in areas where it is not possible to dig well, tanks are constructed. Tanks and ponds may also used by people to collect rainwater later use. So where it is not possible to dig a well, they construct a pond in which river water or rainwater can be filled. Now irrigation canals. Children, canals are the stream built by us, it is man-made, to divert the water of a river. Like a river is flowing in this way and we need water at this area. So what we will do, we built a small canal to this area so the water will reach to this people living in this place also. So canals are built to divert a small stream of water from the river to the area that faces scarcity of water. So why we are building this? Because some places have very less water, so we built a canal from the river so that the other places will also get the water. Canals are also an important source of irrigation and areas where the farmers depend only on rainfall and water. So it is very important because there is no river. Farmers only depend on rainfall. So government, what they do, they built a canal in that area so people can water their crops. Canals help in improving the agriculture output because the farmers will get sufficient amount of water and their crops will also grow well. So one such example we have studied in previous chapter, that is Indira Gandhi Canal. Indira Gandhi Canal was built on Satluj River and the water supplies on the northwestern region of Rajasthan. The chapter in which studying about the Thar Desert, I have told you about the Indira Gandhi Canal, which is also known as Rajasthan Canal. See, this is how a canal look. So you can clearly see that it is made up of cement and water is flowing in it. It is built by humans to get the water in those areas where water is not available. Now let's talk about the dams. As I have told you in class 3 that dams are the huge walls built over a river to stop the flow of water and we get a water reservoir. So see, and there are gates in dams also. See, these gates are little open so the water can come out from the dams when it is required. So a dam is a barrier. Okay, barrier means a wall or a hurdle. A dam is a barrier built across a river to obstruct or the flow of water, obstruct or to slow down or to stop the flow of water. As you can see, that dam is built over this river. There is a very big dam and it stops the flow of water and store water there. Behind the dam, water will become reserved now. Behind the dam, a lot of water collects to form a reservoir. The reservoir gets filled with the water during the rainy season. The water is reserved is used to us in many ways. अब क्या हो गया है, हमने डैम कंस्ट्रक्ट किया है और जब रेनी सीजन आया तो इसमें पानी स्टोर हो गया. नाउ दिस वाटर कैन बी यूज्ड इन मैनी वेज. लाइक दिस वाटर कैन सप्लाई टू फार्मर्स through canals and they can irrigate their crop. This water can supply to our houses and we can get water. This water can also use to generate electricity. This water can use for fishery culture, sericulture we call that. So the uses of dams. It can be used for irrigation, है ना? So if there any shortage of water, we can irrigate our field. It can be used to breed fish. तो हम इसमें मछली भी पाल सकते हैं. Okay? When this water is allowed to fall from a great height with excess force, it can be used to generate electricity. अब देखो ये पानी कितनी जोर से नीचे गिर रहा है. And this pressure of the water is used to generate electricity. This force is water dragging down from the dams is generally used to generate the electricity from it. So it says like बिकॉज जब वाटर इतनी स्पीड से गिरेगा तो इट रोटेट्स द टर्बाइन एंड टर्बाइन जनरेट द इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. So when this water is allowed to fall from a great height with excess force, with a lot of force, it is used to generate electricity. Electricity produced from the force of water is known as hydroelectricity. So electricity produced with the help of water, what we call it? Hydroelectricity. Dams also help in controlling the floods by collecting the excess water in the reservoir. So whenever there is a chances of flood, dams collect the water and stop the flood. So we can say there are many use of a single dam. So this dam is also known as multi-purpose project because it fulfill a lot of need. So that's why it is known as a multi-purpose project. Since the dams are used in so many different ways, they are also referred as the multi-purpose project. So let us learn about some of the dams in our country. The first one is Hirakunda Dam, and the details of Hirakund Dam is given wrong in your book. So you can write here that Hirakund Dam is over the Mahanadi river in Odisha. You have your map practice book in page number 22, map skill workbook. You can see that Hirakunda Dam is located here, which is not Punjab, this is Odisha. And it is located over river Mahanadi. You can see Mahanadi is also shown here. So this is Hirakund Dam. Hirakund Dam, river Mahanadi and state Odisha. And here you have to write the Bhakra Nangal Dam, which is located over the Satluj river in Punjab. You can see over here, this is Bhakra Nangal Dam. Two dams are there and it is located in the state of Punjab. Now let's move towards the next one, that is Damodar Valley project, which is located over Damodar river in Bihar and West Bengal. So here is the Damodar Valley project, DVC, and now it is not on the Bihar and West Bengal, it is in Jharkhand and West Bengal. So there are some changes. Next is Nagarjun Sagar Dam, which is in Krishna river and Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. You can see here is the Telangana, and here you can see on the border of here we have Nagarjun Sagar Dam on the border of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Last but not the least is the Tungabhadra project on Tungabhadra river, Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. See, this is the Tungabhadra in Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. Children, let us look on some of the dams in our state Rajasthan also. That is the Kota Barrage Dam, which is located in city of Kota, and this is the Rana Pratap Sagar Dam, which is located in Rawat Bhata, Chittor. So here are some dam, Gandhi Sagar Dam. They all are located in near Kota and Chittor. These dams you can visit. You can pay a visit also. Here they generate the electricity and water is also supplied to for the irrigation. So this, especially this Rana Pratap Sagar Dam, it is located on the border of Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. You can see the dot is on the border. This is the Chittor border and here is the Rana Pratap Sagar Dam. So these three dams are located in our state, and you can study all these dams in our country. I'll tell you the most of them. These are the most important one you have to remember. Now let's move to the next fact file. Droughts means सूखा पड़ता है जहाँ पर पानी बारिश नहीं होती. Droughts is a situation when region suffers an acute deficiency of water over a long period of time. So this sentence is also say that what is drought? Drought क्या होता है? When a region do not receive a proper amount of water. अगर किसी जगह बारिश नहीं होती तो वहाँ पे क्या हो जाता है? सूखा पड़ जाता है, deficiency of water हो जाती है, पानी की कमी. और ऐसा it could last for days, for months or years depending on the servicing of the situation. So severity of the situation पे depend करता है कि drought कितना बड़ा, कितना लंबा चलेगा. So in India, the drought is found in the region of Gujarat, Rajasthan, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, and southern and eastern Maharashtra and northern Kerala. So these places can receive drought because these places can receive the lack of rainfall sometimes. In 2012, these areas received scanty rainfall and were declared drought hit. तो 2012 में इन एरियाज में बहुत ही लेस रेनफॉल रिसीव हुआ था, तो गवर्नमेंट ने क्या डिक्लेयर किया था कि यहाँ पर ड्राउट हो गया, सूखा पड़ गया है. ओके, इट्स अ ड्राउट हिट. So we must save the water for these area like we are living in it. So drought is not a good situation. The farmers will receive a lack on their, farmers will not able to irrigate properly, and people also suffer for the food. So this is, we finished the chapter, and now we have to go towards the question answers. Solve the book exercises, and I'll give you your rest of the work.